and welcome to Talkin Tuesday. Today I'm here with my face, which is breaking out. And today we are going to talk a little bit about glycolic peels, how they work, what they do, who they are for, etc. And if I don't answer all your questions in this video, be sure to ask in the comments or request a new video. So 2 weeks ago, I did a video on how a glycolic peel works. If you went into a salon or something to get a glycolic peel, how would it be done? How does each step feel? How does it kind of work? So if you want to see that, I'm going to link that video to you in a super spiffy helicopter annotation link right here. And this video is just kind of clear up a couple of other questions that I think that some of you may have, or that some of you had from that other video. So if I'm missing out on a couple more, be sure to ask that I can tell you. This is just the 10%. I'm actually about to give myself a glycolic now, just because I've been breaking out so bad, and I'm hoping it will help. But without further ado, let's talk a little bit more about them. So first and foremost, what is a glycolic peel? If you guys saw that other video, then you know that a glycolic peel is an exfoliating treatment used for acne, used for wrinkles, used for scarring, used for pigmentation, and a couple of other skin conditions. And glycolic acid is an acid derived from sugarcane, like the sugar that we eat. It's an acid derived from that plant. And naturally, when applied to the skin in certain concentrations, this one is 10%, others can be 30% or higher, when it's applied, it's exfoliating to the skin. So it's a chemical way to loosen up some of those layers and take them off and renew what's underneath. In addition, it's a good way to stimulate blood flow. The glycolic, they say that it doesn't penetrate the dermis, but I've seen that it kind of does stuff to diabetics, so still have to test it out, but I'm kind of thinking that it does. So if you're a diabetic and you go get one of these, you should test your blood pressure or blood sugar before, during, and after, and be sure to tell everyone what happens, because I personally think the glycolic penetrates the bloodstream, because that's what I learned in aesthetics school. But don't quote me on it, I'm not a doctor, I'm just trying to share what I know. But this glycolic peel is really good for some people. Sometimes it stings or itches a little bit, but it's one of those exfoliating peels that is a really good treatment for acne and other things like that. It's a way to exfoliate and a way to really clear up the skin temporarily for me. And of course, over time, that will get better. So what exactly are the steps of a glycolic peel? If you guys want to go see that other video, then it'll kind of explain it, but you want to make sure that you start with a clean, cleansed face, you apply the glycolic, you apply a mask to make sure it penetrates better, and then you apply an enzyme then you apply a deactivator to remove the enzyme mask, and you're left with amazing skin. And if you're prone to pigmentation, you want to put hydroquinone on after. So what are the effects of a glycolic peel? The effects for me personally have been really good clearing of my acne, especially in like a 40% or a couple layers of glycolic. Now that's really strong. You normally start out with 10%, and if I've been doing 30 and 40%, obviously you're going to have to build up tolerance to that. But for me, a glycolic peel is an amazing way to kind of get rid of some of those big pimples, and it doesn't like get rid of pimples that you have here, but it really improves the existing acne and scabbing that I have on my face. It really anti-inflammatories. Deflames. That was totally wrong English. That was wrong English too. That was totally incorrect, improper English. I can't speak English, guys. But it uninflames or anti-inflames your face for me. And I've also seen it work well for wrinkles. It kind of helps people tighten up a little bit. And even things like scarring. Glycolics are amazing for scarring. You guys know from the scarring video that you have to watch it if you haven't. It's right here in the helicopter annotation link. But scarring, you have to break down the scar tissue and then tell the body to have it grow back as a normal cell. Because cells have memory. Our hair knows it's supposed to be hair. Our eye knows it's supposed to be an eye. So our skin knows this area is supposed to be a scar. So it wants to grow back as a scar. So once we use the glycolic, we break down that scar, and then we have to retell the body what to do with it, which is why you need creams after glycolic. But I personally love it. So who is a glycolic peel for? A glycolic peel is for almost any age, not really young people. The thing you have to be careful about is thickness or thinness of the skin. If you have really thick skin, then you may need a stronger glycolic, because otherwise you won't feel anything and it won't work. If you have really thin skin, if you are on antibiotics or something, you want to start off with something really gentle, because it could be burning and irritating. Now, if you have recently been in the sun or gotten a sunburn, if you have an open scab or like a cut on your face for some reason, if you got punched in the face by your dog and you have a bruise, oh, I'm sorry, if you got punched in the face by Chris Brown, that was bad, take it back, I swear, it's just been trending on Twitter and I just had to say it. And on that Fashion Police show that I like never watched but that I did today, it was really weird. This really, what is her name? That Sharon Osbourne, Kelly Osbourne show with the other people, with Joan Rivers or whatever. Anyways, I watched it today. Oh yeah, and they were talking about Chris Brown, so excuse that. But if you have a bruise on your face, or if you've recently waxed, like your lips or wherever you're doing your glycolic, you do not want to use a glycolic for a couple of days. A glycolic is for those, you know, in a light amount if you have thin skin, and a thicker or heavier amount if you have thicker skin. And you want to do it 3 days before or after you're in the sun or stuff like that. The person that should be very concerned about a glycolic peel are those who have darker skin that are prone to pigment. Usually if you have ebony skin, olive skin, or really dark skin, your skin is prone to pigment instead of scarring. Like my skin will scar a lighter color. Some people's skin will pigment, and you'll know this if you go into the sun and you tan immediately. If you burn or if you just get pink, no, but if you tan immediately, you should be careful when getting a glycolic peel, because sometimes a glycolic peel can go in there and fix all these other things, but it can cause pigmentation because glycolic kind of stings. It kind of burns when it's happening. That stinging and burning is basically kind of painful to the skin, so the skin says we have to protect ourselves. Now, the skin protects itself naturally from the sun by causing melanin, becoming pigmented, becoming tanner. Same thing happens to our face. When it feels that glycolic, it doesn't know it's not the sun. It says, ouch, this hurts. So it creates that pigment to give itself a barrier, but then you have pigmentation there. So when getting a glycolic, be sure that you know your skin, and be sure that your skincare professional or doctor knows your skin as well and doesn't give you a glycolic if you're prone to tanning. Because after the glycolic, you need to use a hydroquinone product or something else to lighten that and make sure that the pigmentation doesn't set in, or a different enzyme mask, or even a different glycolic formula. Maybe a salicylic would be better for you. But there are a couple of other things like that, so make sure that you talk to whoever is doing your peel and make sure that they really understand who it's for. But other than that, generally any age between 12 and 90, I guess. It works for guys, great. It works for girls, great. Girls, of course, you don't want to wear makeup. Works for hormonal acne, works for cystic acne, works for whiteheads. The best thing it does is anti-inflames. So if you have really cystic acne or really cystic, or not cystic, but really cystic acne or really big whiteheads, it will anti-inflame those. Blackheads it doesn't do much for. You can get a glycolic and then manually extract, but if you actually have blackheads, it's not going to do much for them. So what are the side effects? Like I said, the side effects could be different depending on your skin type and who you are. If you have darker skin, the side effects could be pigmentation, which is why you have to be careful. But for most people, the side effects are great benefits. Wear sunscreen the next couple of days. Stay out of the sun. Don't get waxed. And then it might be a little bit stinging or burning or itchy when the glycolic peel is on your face. And it's not bad. It's just like, oh, I find fanning myself works better than anything else. But if you guys want to watch the video of me doing my own glycolic and see how bad it really hurts, then of course check the helicopter annotation super spiffy ghost link. Ooh, it's like ghosty. You see the white like light? It's like an angel link. It's like, oh, but it's a special link, so go click on it. But yeah, those are kind of the only really big side effects that could happen from a glycolic peel. Of course, different people are going to experience different things. I personally believe that there might be something to do with blood sugar. Maybe you will find a slight rise in blood sugar if you use a very, very heavy glycolic for a very large amount of time. But that's never been proven. That's just what my teacher told me and what we actually tested in aesthetic school, which was pretty fascinating. But I'd like to retest that sometime in the future. So how much do they cost and where can you get one done? Glycolics can cost between anywhere from $20 to $300. I used to get mine done at my Medi Spa, which is a skincare spa, and they would charge me a couple $100 each time I went in there, and that's kind of ridiculous. Of course, you do want to talk to your doctor and maybe see if insurance covers it, but if you can't get your doctor or insurance to cover it, a great place to go is a beauty school. And beauty schools, you have to know kind of which school you're going to, but beauty schools are basically estheticians or doctors in training. So they're basically practicing on you. And you want to make sure that whoever you work with is either a senior or an advanced skincare person. And you want to make sure that a teacher is in the room while they're doing the glycolic on you and that you ask all the necessary questions. But those could be as low as $20 to $50 because, you know, it's the same chemicals, it's the same stuff, only it's someone that doesn't have a degree yet. They're working on their degree. But like I said, make sure that you get someone who's far along in their degree, not who's just beginning, and that you have the teacher in the room and that you kind of quiz them and make sure they know, like, is your skin going to burn? Is your skin going to peel? Are they going to test it on you first? There is the option of doing it yourself, which is what I do. But if you have not been to an aesthetic school, or if you do not have an esthetician who's coaching you on how to do it, or a doctor who's showing you how to do it at home, be very careful. Just because there could be side effects and stuff like that. So where can you get them done? Basically an aesthetics place, maybe a spa, a med spa, or a doctor's office for sure. A beauty school, and how much do they cost? It really varies, and hopefully you can get insurance to kind of cover that up. But that is kind of what I know about glycolic peels. I hope that this answered all your questions. If you have any more that you have that I didn't touch on, be sure to ask, and I hope that you guys felt this Talking Tuesday was beneficial to you. So I'm like losing my words because I'm thinking about Chris Brown. I really shouldn't have said that and I feel bad, but at the same time, you know, he shouldn't have hit people. Anyways, so I'm gonna go do this now. I love you guys very much, and I will talk to you all in the very next video. Love you guys. Bye.